The RESILIA Practitioner course, Module 3, Cyber Resilience Design, Lesson 1, Employee and Third-Party Risks.
Welcome to Lesson 1. In this lesson, you'll learn about employee and third-party risks. Topics include human resource security and supplier and third-party security management.
Let's start by taking a look at human resource security. You'll understand that when it comes to security, people are the weakest link and often the source of security threats. But people are also a major defense against cyber threats, provided they are properly managed, trained, and motivated. Cyber resilience risks related to employees and contractors should be addressed through the employment life cycle. In your foundation studies, you learned about the importance to cyber resilience of defining the role and responsibilities during the recruitment process. You also learned about the importance of training and awareness. People must be aware of the cyber resilience policies and be trained in the proper use of the services. In this course, we'll look at pre-employment checks, behavior during employment, and finally, the end of employment. Before making a formal commitment to employ someone, the employer should carry out certain checks to verify that they are recruiting the right person for the job. Things to be checked include identity, that they are who they say they are, qualifications, skills, and employment history, criminal and financial record status, security clearances. Special checks are made for especially sensitive roles. Some of these are directly relevant to cyber resilience. Others, such as qualifications, may not be. But if it's found that false claims have been made, then that evidence of dishonesty will be relevant. These checks might also indicate that an individual might be susceptible to bribery or other external influence. Pre-employment checks provide an indication of future conduct, but people do change. Their personal and financial status may change over time, possibly for the worse. Line managers should be alert to significant changes to an employee's behavior that might signal an increased likelihood of betraying the organization's trust, or indeed that they have already betrayed it. It's often the case that people prosecuted for stealing from their employers have spent the money on exotic holidays, designer clothes, expensive cars, and so on, all very visible signs of their dishonesty. The organization should also use technical means of preventing insider security breaches by careful management of access rights. Routine monitoring and auditing of log files also plays a part. People are more likely to obey the rules if they know that their behavior is noticed. When a person's employment comes to an end, any assets such as laptops that have been assigned to them must be retrieved. Their access rights should be rescinded, and they must be reminded of any confidentiality agreements that they have made. An organization's supply chain presents cyber resilience risks that are often unknown or underappreciated. It outsources some service to a third party, which in turn may outsource some aspect to yet another third party, which in turn, you get the idea. Many organizations have outsourced their IT services to companies that provide the same service to other customers, some of whom might be our competitors. Cloud-based services have brought new risks. Where exactly is our data being processed and stored? Does it matter? An organization's cyber resilience can be compromised at any link in what can be a very complex supply chain. The assessment of cyber resilience risks is an essential part of the procurement process. Careful consideration should be given to how and where the risks lie and how they will be managed. Cyber resilience risks should be assessed before a supplier is trusted with assets or relied upon for critical components that support the business. Where there are multiple suppliers, there is lots of scope for passing the buck, finger-pointing, and issues simply slipping into the cracks between suppliers. This is clearly unacceptable for cyber resilience when a rapid response to security incidents is vital. Supply chain roles and responsibilities must be clearly defined so that each supplier understands what they are responsible and accountable for. Let's now do an exercise to get you thinking about how you might begin to assess a supplier's cyber resilience capability. You should plan to spend 30 minutes on this exercise. Please go to your course exercises document and do exercise 1 of Module 3, Lesson 1. Don't forget to check out our ideas in your exercise solutions document when you're done. Okay, welcome back to the lesson. I hope you found that exercise useful. You'll understand that the solution includes just some examples of questions that might be asked, and that the questionnaire would be followed by a more detailed assessment. Now I'm going to ask you some questions to help you think some more about human resource security and supplier security. Question 1. A number of risks linked to the local offices of Loon Associates have been identified. Equipment could be stolen, as local offices are closed down and IT equipment decommissioned. Disgruntled employees could steal client data. Unsecured Wi-Fi networks could be used to steal confidential client data. Which is the best approach to treating these risks?